So $50 million is not enough for Canelo Alvarez to do what he is paid to do. Let's talk real quick.
Push the weight and now flex. Alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Well, there you have it. This morning, well, let me bring it back. Let me explain what happened, and let me tell you why this is. Sometimes the universe acts almost instant. I was live yesterday morning, and I was giving a rundown. I wanted opinions on Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol the Truth Spence, and I was discussing what could happen between those two fighters. And in my chat, what happened was I had some Canelo fanboys just pop up. I wasn't talking about the fella, wasn't saying anything. I was talking about Bud and Errol. And these fools show up in the chat talking about this is the face. He's the face of boxing. Viva Canelo. I'm like, okay. So whatever. Moved on from that. So then this morning, my live stream was about, okay, I know $50 million is on the table for him to face David Benavidez. And the question this morning was, is he going to take the fight? What are the odds? And in my mind, I thought it was pretty good. 50 million, that's nothing to sneeze at, right? Well, during my live, salute to my brother Art Man. He hops in the chat. He said, hey Drew, he declined the 50 million. I'm like, what are you talking about? Wow. He posts a link to this tweet. Michael Benson says Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez is not happening next. Benavidez promoter Samson Lokowicz has now confirmed. Lokowicz said Canelo and Eddie Reynoso simply did not respond to their offer for the fight in September. Then I heard something else about Benavidez looking to do work with David Morrell. Let me tell you something. I'm talking to the Canelo Man fans right now. Let me tell you guys something. You need to stop standing in the pocket for this guy at this point. This isn't no hate. This is serious because at this point, once again, he's making you guys look bad. And I'm saying once again, he could have been fought David Benavidez. There's still people that think he'll style on him. The longer he waits, the worse it's going to get. Benavidez is looking more and more dangerous. This is a reality. Canelo keeps doing this thing. He's hurting himself. Did you think? I bet he thought about 7 or 8 years ago. I bet he thought that Boo Boo Andre would go away. Didn't. He's still there, still undefeated, and still being dubbed. I bet you thought Jamal Charlo would go away. He's still undefeated, WBC champion. That franchise status that you and Mauricio Sillyman invented to avoid him, but he's still there. His brother Jamel had a draw, he avenged by knockout. Had a loss, he avenged by knockout. Okay? And then he done called you out. It's getting worse for you. And now you got Benavidez calling you out. And now you got Morrell who's risen up in the ranks. So all this posturing you've done. All of these fighters that are available, and before any Canelo Man fans come in here with your maniac talk, let me be very clear. Canelo has removed all the guns off your holster. He has disarmed you. When he decided to fight Avni Yildirim, he made it bad for you. All the names I mentioned, he could have took care of that business years ago. He didn't do it. He gave you Avni Yildirim. So all of that, what did all of those names I mentioned, what have they done to deserve a Canelo fight? It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. As soon as you decided to fight Triple G a third time, a fight that you said you wasn't interested in, unless the business was correct, that business wasn't any better than what you could have accomplished financially by fighting either Charlo in Dallas. And by the way, this $50 million, it's actually a better deal than the first deal that you refused to take. The first deal, y'all remember the first deal? Y'all remember that? Fight with Jamal Charlo. And if you win that, you get your choice of Errol Spence at a catch weight of 164, or you get Benavidez at the full 168. Those are the three fights that was available to you, or potential too, depending on, if you chose Errol or Benavidez. Instead, you gave us Avni Yildirim in a third fight with Triple G. Canelo fans, explain that. Are you happy with his lack of competition? You just happy celebrating him being in the winner's circle? Then he goes up to 175 and tries to pad his legacy because he thought that Bivol was easy work, and that backfired. He didn't go up to fight the WBC light heavyweight champion, which was Artur Beterbiev, because Beterbiev would have killed him. He went up and faced what he thought was the lesser of two evils, and he lost. So now, he's in shark-infested water. He's in this right here. I'm wondering, is it like he didn't answer the phone and he's going to do it when he wants to? I mean, what? What are you doing? I have no idea what you're planning on doing right now. But I'm talking to the Canelo fans right now. I'm not clowning y'all. I'm looking at y'all like, yo, what are y'all doing? What is this guy doing? What is the plan? Listen, retire, Canelo. Retire. Because at this point, even if you fight David Benavidez and win, it's going to be one of the hardest fights in your life. You're a young man, but you got a lot of boxing miles on you. Your legs aren't working the same, and Benavidez will be a monster in there against you. Either Charlo will beat you. David Benavidez beats you. Errol Spence beats you. You're an old dog now. Pack it up. All this pump faking you're doing, you're not answering your phone. This is $50 million for one fight. You ain't going to take this. The prior deal was at least two fights, Charlo, and your choice between Errol and David Benavidez. That was $100 million. Now they're offering you half of that for David, and you still not answering your phone. Canelo fans, how do you explain this? Yeah, you can get my chat and talk all this mayate and all this other. All right, yeah. You said all of that. You haven't answered the question, though. How you feel about this? Oh, yeah, Canelo, he can do what he wants. Yeah, he's doing exactly what he wants, and he's not fighting anybody. There's live dogs out there, and this is what you're paying for? This is what you're rooting for? Listen, I come from a different era. I'm coming from a different cloth. When I've supported fighters, I want them to clean out whatever division they are in to prove that there is no one in there that can deal with them. Leave no doubt that they are the top dog. You fans today, you can have 3-4 different guys in your division, 2 guys behind you, pause, in a division down south, and 1 guy up north that are all maybe 3 or 4 pounds away from you, and you have a weird fan base that are more interested in protecting your health rather than getting you in there with proper competition. What are you protecting? This record? The man done lost already. And I'm gonna remind y'all again. You guys Canelo killed your argument by fighting Avni Yildirim and Triple G a third time. Y'all really can't say anything to us anymore. I am no longer a believer. All right? This is the final straw. Canelo needs to retire. He ain't got it no more. Boss, this is the final straw. Canelo needs to retire. He ain't got it no more. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck.
Move!